In this video, we're going to learn 3 main transitions that we can use to go from the bear position to the crab position. These are very useful as you start to connect and sequence movements together down the road. The simplest transition is to go from this all-four bear position to a squat. So push back into a squat and then simply bring the hands behind you to go into this table or crab position. Vice versa, you can push into a squat and go forward. You can do this transition either by using both hands at the same time to push, or you can use one hand at a time to push back or even to get into the position. So play with different variations of that. You will find that using one hand at a time will give it a little bit more smoothness as you can have the transfer of weight more gradually. The second transition is a diagonal switch, which looks very nice. So from a bear position, we will lift the opposite hand and foot, find balance, and then from there, we're going to do a switch by bringing the leg through to replace where the hand was, and then the hand goes where the foot was. We can reverse to go back to where we were. So lifting the opposite hand and foot, switching them to go back to where we were. And we can continue to go back and forth between the two positions. Make sure to really press into the palm of the hand that's on the ground and also out of the shoulder so that you can stay nice and strong and balanced as you go from one position to the other. Over time, you can keep switching the directions or you can continue to go in one direction. You can also play with the speed of it to go fast and slow, and you can also add your own flavor of decoration of leg movement and arm movement. And remember, whenever you are tired and you need some rest, you can always push back into squat and rest and keep going after that. The next transition is a spiral switch, where instead of diagonal, we're actually switching with the same hand and foot, but one at a time. So if you look at me, I'm sweeping the foot behind me into that crab position, and then I bring my other hand over to bring myself into table or crab. And same thing here, I'm gonna reach my hand first, find that balance, and then sweep the foot. Let's show again. I sweep the foot to the other side, and then I transition my hand. And from crab to bear, I take the hand first and then the foot. Now you can definitely play with the order of things. So you can go with the hand first, then the foot in both transitions. Let's see how that goes. And vice versa, you can go with the foot first in both transitions and see the difference there. What you don't want to do is to take the foot and the hand off the ground at the same time because you will likely crash like that. And the reason is simply that the center of gravity will be too far away from the support and won't be balanced during the transition. Whereas if you spiral, you can gradually shift the weight over without any big shifts. I generally prefer to go foot first from bear to crab and hand first from crab to bear. Okay, now here's the fun part. Let's mix it all together. So from a bear, I can go for a diagonal switch a couple of times, push back into a squat, back to crab, another diagonal switch, and then go for a spiral switch. So now you have 3 transitions to play with, going through a squat, diagonal switch, and a spiral switch. So if you just watch me for the next little bit to see how I go from one to the other, how I mix them up, you'll see that they all connect to each other in a really nice way. Okay, now let's spice things up even further. What if I actually add my bear crawl and crab crawl to all of this? So I'm doing bear for a little bit and then switching, doing the crab crawl for a little bit, and then switching again. And I can use any of the transitions we just talked about to make this happen. Again, you can always come into squat and rest, or you can always be moving. Just watch me for a little bit and how I demonstrate, and then try it in your own body. And the possibilities are endless here. I can actually start to add a bit of a sideways spider crawl to all of this too. As you see, I can go sideways, I can bring some flair and head movement and spine movement, and I can start to explore and bring my own flavor and version of moving the legs and arms and head in any fun way that I want. So again, take some inspiration from what I'm doing and make sure to try it on your own. Play a nice little tune for yourself and start to explore. A lot of this is about your own discovery and your own research. Have fun.